Leonardo da Vinci, the mind that transcended time. Leonardo da Vinci is often remembered as one of the greatest artists in human history. His paintings, such as Mona Lisa and The Last Supper, are among the most studied and admired works of art ever created. However, reducing Leonardo da Vinci to the role of a painter alone would be a serious misunderstanding of who he truly was. Leonardo was not simply an artist, nor merely a scientist, engineer, or inventor. He was a thinker whose way of understanding the world was far ahead of his time. Leonardo da Vinci lived during the Renaissance, a period marked by renewed interest in knowledge, science, art, and the potential of the human mind. Yet even within this intellectually vibrant era, Leonardo stood apart. While many scholars specialized in a single discipline, Leonardo moved freely across boundaries, studying nature, anatomy, mathematics, engineering, art, and philosophy as interconnected parts of one greater system. His life and work offer a powerful lesson about how humans can learn, think, and innovate, lessons that remain deeply relevant today. Early life and formation of his mind. Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 in the small town of Vinci, Italy. He was born out of wedlock, which limited his access to formal classical education. Unlike many scholars of his time, Leonardo did not receive extensive training in Latin or Greek, the languages of academia. This lack of traditional education, however, shaped his intellectual independence. Instead of learning primarily from books, Leonardo learned from observation. He watched nature carefully. He studied shapes, movement, light, water, plants, animals, and human behavior. This direct engagement with reality became the foundation of his thinking. Leonardo trusted experience more than authority, a mindset that was radical for his time. As a young man, Leonardo was apprenticed to the artist Andrea del Verrocchio in Florence. There, he learned painting, sculpture, engineering, and design. Yet, even as an apprentice, Leonardo showed an unusual curiosity. He was not satisfied with learning techniques alone. He wanted to understand why things worked the way they did. This desire to understand underlying principles would define his entire life. Art as a form of scientific inquiry. Leonardo's art cannot be separated from his scientific thinking. For him, painting was not simply an aesthetic activity, but a way to explore truth. He believed that to paint the human body accurately, one must understand anatomy. To paint landscapes realistically, one must understand geology, botany, and the behavior of light. Leonardo dissected human corpses to study muscles, bones, organs, and proportions. His anatomical drawings are astonishingly accurate, even by modern medical standards. At a time when such practices were discouraged or forbidden, Leonardo pursued knowledge with determination and courage. He studied light and shadow in great detail, developing techniques such as sfumato, which allowed him to create soft transitions between colors and tones. This technique contributed to the lifelike realism of his paintings. Leonardo understood that vision itself follows physical laws, and he applied this understanding directly to his art. For Leonardo, art was not separate from science. It was science made visible. The notebooks, a window into his thinking. One of the most remarkable aspects of Leonardo da Vinci's legacy is his notebooks. He filled thousands of pages with drawings, diagrams, questions, and observations. These notebooks reveal a mind constantly at work, exploring ideas without concern for immediate results or recognition. Leonardo wrote about anatomy, engineering, water flow, flight, optics, architecture, and mathematics. He also recorded unanswered questions, unfinished thoughts, and speculative ideas. Unlike many thinkers who sought certainty, Leonardo was comfortable with uncertainty. He understood that asking the right questions was often more important than having quick answers. Interestingly, Leonardo often wrote in mirror script, writing from right to left. While this may have been a habit developed because he was left-handed, it also suggests that his writing was primarily for himself rather than for publication. Leonardo did not seek fame through his ideas. He sought understanding. The notebooks show a mind that was systematic yet creative, disciplined yet imaginative. They are evidence of a thinker who built his own internal system of learning, one that integrated observation, experimentation, and reflection. Engineering and invention, ahead of his time. Leonardo da Vinci was also a visionary engineer. He designed machines that were far beyond the technological capabilities of his era. His sketches include concepts for flying machines, armored vehicles, bridges, cranes, and hydraulic systems. Leonardo studied the anatomy of birds to understand flight. He believed that human flight was possible if one could replicate the mechanics of wings. While his flying machines were never built during his lifetime, they demonstrate a deep understanding of aerodynamics long before the science formally existed. His designs for military machines, such as armored vehicles and advanced weapons, reveal another side of Leonardo's thinking. He understood mechanics, materials, and motion at a level that allowed him to imagine complex systems functioning together. Yet Leonardo was not obsessed with invention for its own sake. Many of his designs were never completed, and some were purely theoretical. He was more interested in understanding principles than in producing finished products. This approach reflects a long-term, exploratory mindset rather than a short-term, results-driven one. Leonardo's view of nature. Nature was Leonardo's greatest teacher. He believed that nature operated according to universal laws, and that by studying nature, humans could uncover those laws. He observed how water flowed in rivers, how plants grew, how animals moved, and how clouds formed. Leonardo saw patterns everywhere. He noticed similarities between the branching of trees and the branching of blood vessels in the human body. He compared the movement of water to the movement of air. These observations led him to think in terms of systems rather than isolated phenomena. This systems-based thinking was extremely advanced for his time. Leonardo understood that the world was interconnected, and that understanding one part required understanding its relationship to the whole. A mind unrestricted by discipline. What truly distinguishes Leonardo da Vinci is not the number of skills he possessed, but the way he thought. He did not confine himself to a single discipline. He did not believe that knowledge should be divided into separate categories. In Leonardo's mind, art informed science, science informed engineering, and engineering informed philosophy. This interdisciplinary thinking allowed him to see connections others missed. It also allowed him to generate ideas that were both creative and grounded in reality. Many modern systems of education encourage specialization. Leonardo's life reminds us that deep understanding often comes from integration rather than isolation. His approach challenges the idea that mastery requires narrow focus. Instead, Leonardo shows that broad curiosity, when combined with disciplined observation, can lead to extraordinary insight. Failure, incompletion, and human limitation. Despite his brilliance, Leonardo da Vinci did not complete many of his projects. Some paintings were left unfinished. Many inventions remained on paper. This has sometimes been interpreted as a flaw. However, Leonardo's unfinished work reflects the limits of time, resources, and human capacity. He was always learning, always moving forward. For Leonardo, the process mattered as much as the outcome. His life reminds us that greatness does not require perfection. It requires curiosity, persistence, and the courage to explore the unknown, even when results are uncertain. Why Leonardo da Vinci still matters today. Leonardo da Vinci remains relevant not because of what he created, but because of how he thought. In a world increasingly shaped by technology, automation, and artificial intelligence, Leonardo's mindset offers an important counterbalance. He valued deep understanding over speed. He valued principles over trends. He valued observation over assumption. Leonardo shows us that human intelligence is not defined by how much information we consume, but by how we connect ideas, ask questions, and seek meaning. Conclusion. Leonardo da Vinci was more than a man of his time. He was a mind ahead of time. His curiosity, interdisciplinary thinking, and commitment to understanding the world continue to inspire centuries later. Leonardo teaches us that learning is not about collecting facts, but about seeing connections. He reminds us that creativity and logic are not opposites, but partners. Most importantly, he shows us that the human mind, when guided by curiosity and discipline, has the power to transcend any era. Leonardo da Vinci did not simply live in history, he continues to speak to the future. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more videos about thinking, learning, and the future.
In a world that moves too fast, machines are learning every path. We ask ourselves in silent fear, will we still matter years from here? He lived before the age of cold, with thinking dreams, a heavier load. No screens, no wires, no AI, yet saw the future in his eye. He didn't chase the world's applause, he chased the truth behind the laws of nature, motion, flesh and mind, connecting dots we left behind. Learn like Leonardo, think beyond tomorrow, not just tools, but how we see the soul behind technology. Learn like Leonardo, when the world feels hollow, AI may know the way to go, but humans choose the why we go. He studied art, he studied bones, water, wind, the way light flows. Every question led to more. It wasn't done, he wanted core. Today we scroll, we copy fast, trends appear that never last, but wisdom waits for those who stay and dig beneath what's on display. He wrote his dice as unfinished thoughts, believed in questions more than dots, a system built inside his mind, ahead of space, ahead of time. Just like Leonardo, think beyond tomorrow, not just tools, but how we see the soul behind technology. Learn like Leonardo, when the world feels hollow, AI may know the way to go, but humans choose the why we go. The future doesn't need perfection, it needs direction, not faster minds, but deeper ones. Final. Learn like Leonardo, curious and humble. When machines begin to know, we must learn how to become. Learn like Leonardo, not afraid to wonder. In the age of AI, we stay human by learning why the tools will change, the truth remains. Learn deeply like Leonardo. The tools will change, the truth